The Betrayal and Awakening. The Galactic Council chamber glowed with an eerie blue light, casting long shadows across the faces of the assembled representatives. Commander Elena Reyes stood at attention near the Earth delegation's platform, her spine straight despite the 18-hour session that had worn down even the most resilient alien diplomats. Something wasn't right. The emergency session had been called without warning, and Earth's full diplomatic corps hadn't had time to arrive. "We will now vote on Resolution 7293, announced High Arbiter Zivrak, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. The Quatrexian's ceremonial robes rustled as he lifted his gavel. The matter concerning Earth's continued membership in the Galactic Council. Elena's blood ran cold. This wasn't on any agenda she'd been briefed on. Ambassador Chen, Earth's senior diplomat, rose to object but was swiftly silenced. "Point of order has been rejected," Zivrak stated flatly. "The Council has determined this vote requires immediate resolution due to security concerns." The voting commenced, holographic symbols appearing above each delegation's platform. One by one, former allies turned against them. The Arcturus Confederation, the Proxima Alliance, even the Centauri Republic, Earth's oldest galactic friend. Only 3 small systems voted in Earth's favor. By a vote of 27-3, Earth is hereby removed from the Galactic Council, effective immediately. All technological exchange programs are terminated. All military alliances are dissolved. All council protections are revoked. Earth must withdraw its representatives from all council space within 1 standard cycle. Elena watched Ambassador Chen's face drain of color. 2 decades of diplomatic service. And it had come to this. Betrayal without even the courtesy of warning. On what grounds? Chen demanded, her voice echoing through the chamber. High Arbiter Zivrak's answer was swift and rehearsed. Earth's rapid military expansion has been deemed a destabilizing force in the galaxy. Your species' unpredictable nature and history of internal conflicts present an unacceptable risk. We built those defenses at the Council's request. Chen's voice cracked with emotion. When the Corthari invaded the Orion Arm, you begged for Earth's help. Our soldiers died protecting your worlds. The session is concluded, Zivrak declared, bringing down his gavel with finality. As the Earth delegation was escorted from the chamber, Elena caught sight of the Centauri representative. General Talix wouldn't meet her eyes, the same general whose life she had saved during the Battle of Arcturus. The betrayal stung deeper than she could have imagined. The journey back to Earth was silent and tense. The diplomatic vessel, once a symbol of humanity's ascension to the galactic community, now felt like a funeral ship. They'd been planning this for months, Chen said finally, breaking the silence in the command center. The trade restrictions, the delayed technology transfers, the increased inspections of our ships. We should have seen it coming. Elena nodded grimly. It wasn't just about our military growth. They fear us. Humans adapt too quickly, learn too fast. We went from first contact to interstellar travel in less than a century. It took the Arcturus Confederation 500 years to achieve the same. What happens now? Asked Lieutenant Davis, the youngest of their delegation. Chen's eyes narrowed. Now we prepare. Earth stands alone. The emergency meeting in the United Earth Defense Council chamber was unlike anything Elena had ever witnessed. Representatives from every nation sat shoulder to shoulder, all previous conflicts forgotten in the face of this existential threat. Without council protection, we face potential aggression from at least 3 major powers, Defense Director Quan stated, gesturing to the holographic display of nearby star systems. Our technology, while advanced by our standards, remains at least 2 generations behind the galactic average. What about Protocol Lazarus? The question came from President Santos, her normally calm demeanor replaced by steely determination. A hushed silence fell over the room. Protocol Lazarus, the contingency plan that had been deemed too extreme, too risky to implement when it was first proposed decades ago. Director Quan exchanged glances with the other military leaders. Madam President, Activating Lazarus would violate at least 16 Council regulations. We are no longer bound by Council regulations, Santos replied coldly. The vote is unanimous. Protocol Lazarus is now active. 6 miles beneath the Antarctic ice, in a facility that didn't exist on any public record, Elena stood before a massive vault door that hadn't been opened in 30 years. Are you sure about this, Commander? Dr. Hiroshi asked, his fingers hovering over the final authorization panel. Once we start, there's no going back. Elena thought about the faces of the Council representatives, about their casual dismissal of humanity after all they had sacrificed. We're already past the point of no return, Doctor. Open it. The vault revealed its secrets. Technology salvaged from a crashed alien vessel discovered in 2089, years before official first contact. Technology that Earth had been required to surrender upon joining the Galactic Council. Technology that a few forward-thinking individuals had secretly duplicated and hidden away, just in case. Quantum entanglement drives, gravitic manipulation systems, energy weapons beyond anything we've been allowed to develop. Dr. Hiroshi whispered in awe. With these, we could build ships that don't need stargates, Elena finished. Weapons that could match anything in the Council fleets. But it's not enough. We need more. Over the following months, Earth changed. The betrayal had awakened something in humanity. A fierce determination, a unified purpose that transcended old divisions. The United Earth Defense Coalition formed, bringing together the best minds from every corner of the planet. Under the Antarctic ice and in hidden facilities around the solar system, new ships took shape, vessels unlike anything humanity had built before. They incorporated the forbidden technology with human innovations that even the Council races hadn't considered. Elena found herself promoted to admiral, overseeing the training of crews for these new vessels. The men and women under her command shared her sense of purpose, of righteous anger tempered by discipline. They think they've seen humanity at its best, she told her officers during a briefing. They haven't even seen us truly tested. Meanwhile, diplomatic channels remained open with the 3 systems that had voted in Earth's favor, the Solari Collective, the Vega Protectorate, and the Eridani Network. Small, individually insignificant races that had themselves felt the sting of Council politics. Ambassador Chen, now serving as Earth's Secretary of Interstellar Relations, forged new alliances. We don't need the Council's approval to trade, to share technology, to build something better, she told the representatives of these systems. 1 year after Earth's expulsion, the first ship of the new fleet was ready. The EDS Defiance didn't look like other human vessels. Its sleek, almost predatory design incorporated technology that the Council would have deemed illegal in human hands. Its quantum entanglement drive could cross distances that would take conventional ships weeks to traverse. Its adaptive shield system could withstand weapons that would have vaporized previous Earth vessels. Admiral Rice stood on the bridge, surveying her crew. The best Earth had to offer, chosen from every nation, every background. 1 year ago, the Galactic Council decided that humanity was too unpredictable, too dangerous to have a place at their table. She addressed them. They thought they were containing a threat. Instead, they've unleashed our full potential. The Defiance's engines hummed to life, a deep resonance that seemed to vibrate through the very bones of everyone aboard. Let's show the galaxy what humanity can really do when the gloves come off. As the Defiance broke free from Earth's gravity well, Elena knew this was just the beginning. The Council had made a critical error in judgment. They had evaluated humanity based on what they had allowed Earth to become, not understanding what humans were truly capable of when pushed to their limits. Now they would learn. The Reckoning and Ascension. 5 years after Earth's expulsion from the Galactic Council, the solar system had transformed beyond recognition. The orbital shipyards of Mars constructed vessels that would have been deemed impossible by Council standards. The research facilities on Europa developed weapons and defensive systems that incorporated principles some Council races hadn't even theorized. Admiral Elena Reyes stood in the observation deck of Sentinel Station, Earth's primary military headquarters in orbit, watching as the newest addition to humanity's fleet underwent its final trials. The EDA's Vanguard dwarfed the Defiance, a testament to how far they'd come in such a short time. Impressive, isn't she? The voice belonged to Director Quan, now showing his age, but still sharp as ever. More than impressive, Alina replied. 5 years ago, the Council thought they were sentencing us to isolation and eventual submission. Instead, they gave us the freedom to surpass them. Earth's fleet now numbered over 100 vessels, each incorporating technology that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. The quantum entanglement drives had been refined to achieve speeds that made traditional FTL travel seem glacial by comparison. The adaptive shield systems could now anticipate weapon frequencies and adjust in nanoseconds. But the true breakthrough had come 3 years after the expulsion, when Dr. Hiroshi's team had finally unlocked the secrets of the alien artifact that had been hidden in Antarctica. The technology had allowed Earth to develop something unprecedented, a form of artificial gravity manipulation that could affect space-time itself. The Arcturus Confederation is going to regret their vote when they see what the Vanguard can do, Director Quan said with a tight smile. Alina didn't share his vindictive tone. This isn't about revenge, Director. It's about security, about ensuring humanity never finds itself vulnerable again. Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent communication. Admiral Reyes, we're detecting an unscheduled arrival at the outer marker, a single vessel, Centauri configuration. Alina frowned. The Centauri Republic had been among the first to turn against Earth in the Council vote. Hostile. Negative. They're broadcasting on emergency channels, requesting immediate assistance. The ship appears damaged. The Centauri vessel limped into Earth orbit under escort from 2 Defiance-class cruisers. Its hull showed signs of severe weapons damage, and its life support systems were failing. When the airlock opened, Alina was shocked to see General Talix himself, the proud Centauri now looking haggard and desperate. General, Alina greeted him coldly in the quarantine chamber. This is unexpected. Admiral Reyes, Talix acknowledged, his silvery skin pale and drawn. I come seeking asylum. And warning. The last time we met, you couldn't even look me in the eye as your government voted to cast Earth out, Alina reminded him. Talix's 4-fingered hands trembled slightly. An error in judgment I have paid for dearly. I was removed from my position for opposing the Council's next actions against Earth. What you see before you is all that remains of my house, my family, and loyal crew. Alina studied him carefully. What warning do you bring that would justify us granting you sanctuary? The Corthari have returned, Talix said gravely. And this time, they've broken through the Orion defense perimeter. 3 Council worlds have already fallen. The news sent a chill through Alina. The Corthari, a nomadic, predatory species from beyond known space, had attempted an invasion a decade earlier. It had been Earth's military strength that had helped repel them, a fact conveniently forgotten during the expulsion vote. The Council fleets are insufficient, Talix continued. Without Earth's tactical innovations, without your soldiers' adaptability, the defensive strategies are failing. I've come because the Council won't admit the truth. They need humanity. The emergency session of the Earth Defense Coalition was divided. Many saw the Corthari invasion as a just consequence for the Council's betrayal. Others viewed it as an opportunity to demonstrate Earth's new power on favorable terms. We should let them fall, argued Defense Minister Okafor, then negotiate from a position of absolute strength. Secretary Chen shook her head. If the Corthari establish a foothold in Council space, they'll eventually reach us anyway. Better to confront them on our terms, in territory we don't have to defend. President Santos, now in her 2nd term, looked to Alina. Admiral, your assessment. Alina rose, addressing the gathered leaders. The Corthari don't distinguish between Council and non-Council worlds. They're a threat to all sentient life. This isn't about politics. It's about survival. She activated the holographic display, showing the projected path of the Corthari invasion fleet. We have an opportunity here, not just to save lives, but to redefine our place in the galaxy. Not through council membership, but through leadership. After hours of debate, the decision was made. Earth would respond to the Corthari threat, but on humanity's terms. The message sent to the Galactic Council was simple and direct. To the esteemed members of the Galactic Council, Earth is aware of the Corthari incursion into Council space. We are prepared to render assistance under the following conditions. All Council sanctions against Earth technology are permanently rescinded. Earth vessels will have unrestricted passage through Council space. All knowledge and technology acquired during the conflict will remain Earth property. Earth will command its own forces without Council oversight. These terms are non-negotiable. We await your response. Admiral Elena Reyes, Earth Defense Coalition. The Council's reply came within hours, a reluctant acceptance, betraying their desperation. The Battle of Proxima Centauri marked the turning point. The Corthari invasion fleet, comprising over 200 vessels, had surrounded the planet, beginning their characteristic strip mining of resources, including the sentient population. Earth's response force, led by the Vanguard, emerged from quantum transit directly in the heart of the Corthari formation, a maneuver that should have been suicidal, but instead threw the enemy into chaos. The ship's new gravitic manipulation systems created localized distortions in spacetime, causing several Corthari vessels to collide with each other. From her position on the Vanguard's bridge, Elena directed the battle with a calm precision that belied the stakes. Implement Lazarus Protocol Delta. Target their command ships first. The weapons that Earth unleashed that day would have been forbidden under Council law. Gravitic lances that bypassed conventional shields, quantum-locked missiles that couldn't be intercepted or jammed, and the devastating NOVA charges that created miniature, controlled stellar reactions. The Council representatives, observing from their evacuation vessels, watched in stunned silence as Earth's supposedly primitive species dismantled the most feared predators in known space with methodical efficiency. When the last Corthari ship attempted to flee, the Vanguard executed a maneuver that the alien observers would discuss for generations. A controlled quantum fold that placed the Earth vessel directly in the escape path, followed by a point-blank barrage that reduced the enemy to scattered atoms. Proxima Centauri is secure, Elena reported, her voice betraying no emotion despite the historic nature of the victory. Humanitarian teams are deploying now. 3 days later, in the temporary council chamber established on the Proxima colony, Elena stood before the representatives of 27 civilizations. The same faces that had voted to expel Earth now looked at her with a mixture of fear, respect, and calculation. High Arbiter Zivrak, his ceremonial robes noticeably less ornate in the austere surroundings, spoke first. The Council extends its profound gratitude to Earth for its intervention. In light of these events, we propose Earth's immediate reinstatement as a full Council member, with all rights and privileges restored. Elena allowed a moment of silence to stretch, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. Earth appreciates the Council's gratitude, High Arbiter. However, we must respectfully decline reinstatement under the previous terms. A murmur of shock ran through the assembled representatives. Instead, Elena continued, Earth proposes a new framework for galactic cooperation. Not a council that votes on who deserves protection, but an alliance that guarantees security for all its members. Not a body that restricts technological development out of fear, but one that encourages innovation with appropriate safeguards. She gestured to the representatives of the Solari Vega and Eridani, Earth's first allies after the expulsion. We have already begun building such an alliance. Any civilization that wishes to join under these new principles is welcome. This is unprecedented, Zivrak sputtered. The Council has stood for 10,000 years, and in that time, how many species have been abandoned when they became inconvenient? Elena challenged. How many civilizations have been held back from their potential because they were deemed unpredictable? She looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes of each representative. Earth was betrayed by this council. We will not forget that. But neither will we repeat your mistakes. The galaxy is changing. You can change with it, or you can be left behind. One by one, representatives began to signal their interest in Earth's proposal, starting with the worlds most damaged by the Corthari, followed by those who had always chafed under council restrictions. As Elena left the chamber, General Talix fell into step beside her. You could have demanded their surrender, he observed quietly. After what they did to Earth, after what your ships just demonstrated, they would have given you anything. Elena shook her head. That would make us no better than those who cast us out. Humanity doesn't want to rule the galaxy, General. We just want to make sure no one else can rule us. She paused, looking back at the chamber where the old order was crumbling. The council thought they were containing a threat when they exiled Earth. Instead, they forced us to become something greater. As her shuttle departed for the Vanguard, Elena gazed at the stars visible through the viewport. The galaxy looked different now, not a collection of territories controlled by ancient powers, but a frontier of possibilities. Earth had been rejected and exiled, only to rise stronger than anyone could have imagined.